We finally arrived in Majesty Village. For now, let's go see its Lord Lily. To think Lady Sarah herself would come from Tsubasa. However, it appears that you people from the capital have misunderstood us. Misunderstood? You think that we are old-fashioned and oppress the villagers, and that we all study unseemly magic. That is nothing but discrimination towards us. People from the capital see us as an insular and antiquated people, right? Because we are viewed with such prejudice, it leads to all our actions being seen with suspicion. Am I wrong? Arguing about whether or not it is prejudice is a pointless debate. That's why the capital doesn't interfere with people's thoughts and beliefs. We're dealing with you from an exclusively legal viewpoint. The problem is that there are reports of instances of oppression in this village and of armed conflict between the villagers. Well, if you're talking about oppression, you're several years too late. If you can deal with that on a legal basis, why didn't you do it before? Well, in that case, I see why you'd have to come and investigate. Please explore the village and see the truth for yourselves. Listen to our villagers' voices without any prejudice. If you do, you should understand that Lady Lily isn't wrong. In that case, we'll inspect the village. After that, we will visit it to Lily. Is that acceptable? We will give you our full cooperation. Please make a fair judgment. Good grief. Looks like this will be a lot of trouble. Too bad we can't just go in and beat up the villain. We can't beat them up, then there's no work for Hild. You! This sounds quite troublesome. Can't we just go in and beat Lily up to resolve everything?
Well, yeah, that would actually resolve everything.
I don't know if we can completely trust what the mage said, but the conflict between the old-fashioned lord and her opposition can't be resolved that simply. She has a stronger backing than I expected, in which case, just eliminating her may not resolve the problem. A successor would appear and the problem would resurface, which means we have to do something about the root of the problem. These kinds of problems arise from the hearts of the populace. Rather than a specific individual, we need to examine their roots. However, since it's a problem with their mindset, resolving it will take time. The capital, too, has to have patience and perseverance. Those sound an awful lot like the thoughts of a ruler. Did you study politics or something? Of course, I am the Monster Lord. Such knowledge was hammered into me by a certain furball. Tamamo, of course. If a successor appears, we just have to destroy them as well. If we eradicate all of them along with their roots, the problem would be completely resolved. If you were a queen, the police would likely have all the power. Your nation would be controlled via tyranny and reigns of terror.
Well, yeah, that's kind of how she operates.
What? You mean a theocratic dictatorship doesn't sound good to everyone?
Anyway, let's first listen to what the people have to say. And, after that, we can go to Lily's mansion.
I'm serving as the village guide right now, so where do you need to go?
No.
Oh, travelers. There's nothing of note in this village, but please take your time. What is that arm? This is proof that I was granted power by Lady Lily. I'm very grateful to her. It appears to be similar to my tentacle summoning. To think humans would use magic that makes tentacles dwell in their bodies. Humans with tentacles sure are unusual.
Indeed, indeed.
Until recently, witches were oppressed in this village. Well, It was really just an excuse to persecute women. Men justified their violence towards women with tradition and other nonsense. Over many long years we were continuously abused. The one who saved us from that life was the daughter of our Lord, Lady Lily. She granted everyone tentacle magic, allowing us to change the status quo. If Lily disappears, everything will...
Yep, everything will go back to the way it was.
This is a bad town! It's better than Dawn!
And silence from Sarah. Alright. Roast Newt. It didn't get better. Small Mel, take it.
I used to be abused in this village. Back then, I had neither emotions nor human dignity. Now that I have an inhuman body, I'm living a much more human life. Ironic, isn't it? I don't understand difficult stuff.
Those men who kept hurting women for all that time, it's best not to say what happened to them. Only remaining men are those who are compassionate to women even during the era of oppression. I don't have much to say about that. For a long time, the seeds of resentment have been sprouting inside this village's women. They just reaped what they sowed.
That's unusual. This story made me sober up. That's a horrible story.
Indeed they did. They were terribly abusive.
Soon I'll be granted power by Lady Lily. You'll grow tentacles, right? You better think this over carefully. You shouldn't! Tentacles are gross! Lady Lily's mansion is the northmost building of this village. If you go straight north following this road, you'll reach it.
I ain't going north yet. Yakitori.
Apparently, the lord of this village grants arcane powers to travelers. I come here seeking them.
Alright, just be sure you're aware of the costs.
It seems I've come to an absolutely outrageous village. I'd better be nice to my wife.
That should be your standard.
My, how admirable.
Let's see.
There are surely other people in the world who are oppressed like we are. Saving them is our duty. To grant them the power to break free, Lady Lily intends to spread the power of tentacle magic all over the world. I want to become strong too. But tentacle arms are a bit... Spread all over the world? I don't want everyone to be tentacle armed.
Alright. Vegetable stir fry.
Spreading power all over the world, that should remain hidden. It's not like I don't understand why people are anxious. When I think of how many people fell prey to violence, and how many this power can save.
It's a tough decision, ain't it?
She granted the abused the power to break free, but there are those who oppose Lady Lily and forcibly resist her. Arcane power should not be spread, no matter what. That's what they think. The opposition has finally formed a rebel faction and made the tower to the south their headquarters. Is it really okay to spread such power? I agree with the opposition. The opposition's claims are foolish. What good is power if not for saving people? We value tradition above human life. We'll be no different from those abusers.
I think their argument is not to not use the power to save people, but not to be giving out power like it at random to anyone who needs it to save themselves, and instead using the power themselves to save those people. It's the difference between sending the police in to resolve a situation and giving the people guns and letting them figure it out themselves.
I love farm work. I want to calmly live like this for my entire life. It would be nice if you could live calmly. A drove of pigs is charging towards this peaceful village! It doesn't feel like one actually would, does it? Ever since Lady Lily's uprising, this village has been dominated by witches. Of course, if you consider what happened to the men, it's not like everything is perfect. But you couldn't do anything else. The abuse the women of this village suffered was unnatural. No, that's the sad part. It's perfectly natural, unfortunately. People who come here from this city probably wouldn't understand what the people of this land did it was an abomination. How horrible. Even more so than my body. I'm starting to get angry. Can I go on a rampage here?
Moo.
How lewd. Drooling like that.
Moo.
Stacy.
Moo.
Yay, a cow! The opposition's assault was intense, but we are mages, so we are beyond normal humans. I'm glad there wasn't much damage this time. It's our turn to attack their headquarters. We have to do something before they both clash at full force.
There was not a single truly strong person in this village. That's why.
Strength is muscles, like mine. Is what I thought. I'm not sure anymore. I got hungry because I've been thinking too much. I should eat some beef. I wonder what strength really is.
That's why you had to kill all the men who are abusive. In this village, we carry out our duties in strict accordance to law. Ergo, no one was charged with the crime of abuse. But I feel like the law has its limits. The current law didn't save those women, nor those men. People do not exist for the sake of the law. It is the law that exists for the sake of the people. That is why the law is precious.
There is no perfect law in this world. Still, you have to comply to it. There is not a perfect law in the world. Sure, I'll give you that. But when the abuse is so blatant, I'm pretty sure you can strengthen your laws by a nice degree and still be short of anything decent. So no excuses. Your law sucked. There are still people who haven't been given power in this village. We aren't forcing it on anyone. Fortunately, I was blessed with good parents, so I didn't need any power. But it was necessary to get power to mate other women in this village. My parents have moved to Saloon, but I intend to stay in this village for a while. I wonder what power really is. To these people, power is merely fighting strength. I know what those girls needed the most. I know that the capital didn't give it to them. Well, then you should have acted when you could. Scythes are affected not only by attack, but also by magic. That's a fitting weapon for a witch, isn't it? I feel like it matches me too, although I can't actually wield one. I feel like scythes are kind of half-assed. Yeah, they kind of are. During the times of oppression, I tried to protect the village as women. You see, that's why I'm still here. Please don't blame these women. You don't know how much suffering they have endured. Why didn't we change before this happened? That is the regret that remains within me. Humans are weak. If weakness is a sin, then humans are born sinful. After hearing a story like that, I feel like closing forever. Aside from the mages, the rebels have apparently taken in monsters as their comrades. It seems that there are mercenary monsters out there in the world. We can't allow such a bunch to disturb the peace we have worked so hard to establish. We should thoroughly crush these terrorists. Mercenaries. Monsters who move for monies must be devoid of aspirations. Mercenaries? So there are monsters like that too. Well, human might is valuable after all. I want to save oppressed people all over the world, not just this village. That's Lady Lily's ideal. So she's a good person, right? People who say they want to save others shouldn't be trusted. Of course, I am an exception to that. That's shady. There. Oh, here we go. There's no church in this village. After all, the goddess didn't save us. The one who saved us and leads us is Lady Lily. She is our goddess. The Ilias faith hasn't acquired a foothold in this village. What this girl's needed was a physical salvation.
How powerless we are. We should have been the ones to help them.
Someone needed to help them for sure. Alright, mirror number 14. With the search. Oink! It's an orc raid! I'm not reckless enough to actually say that around here. Good. Most of those girls in oppositions are also mages. They're saying something about releasing the village from Lady Lily's domination. Huh. There should be a limit on what a person can misunderstand. We're just supporting Lady Lily with everything we have as thanks for breaking the traditions. That Lily person is quite highly regarded. I guess she's different from a mere villain. Looks like there are lots of people who admire Lily. I guess she isn't a bad person. Even mages plow fields sometimes. Is that surprising? Dig, dig, digs a hole. Hello, I was called upon by a witch. I give any vandals a harsh lesson. No! Mew is paralyzed. Even witches can't live on air. A little bit, yeah. Ah, yes. Alright, hello, witchy. How old are you? Wait, did you come in just to challenge me to a BF? If you lose, you have to give me 330 G. If you win, I'll give you an accessory that reduces MP costs. You don't want to do it now? Well, I bet you'll be back.
BF.
Okay, let's get started then. I'll squeeze it all out. Time's up. So you defeated my feat. Impressive! You won, so I have to give you this accessory that reduces the MP cost of skills. Too bad, I lost on time. Next time you come, I'll make sure you really finish. I always need more for my experiments. Let me go back inside. I feel like let me join you. You need to see how helpful I can be. Let her join. Well then, shall we go? Alright. Frederica, it's time for you to go. Alright. I think we only need to be up here after the people in the opposition have finally attacked our village. However, the attacks have stopped for now, and they've returned to the tower to the south. I don't want them to devastate this village any more than it already has been. I'll fight to protect myself. My father abused me for a long time. My mother pretended not to see it. I thought it would be fine if I withstood it. My father eventually directed his abuse toward my little sister. I received power from Lily and killed my... Not for this power. My little sister would probably have died. It was this power that saved us sisters.
Your father was an asshole. Don't feel bad about killing him.
Let's play together once you're better, okay?
Question is, did you kill your mother too? I mean, I guess she was kind of culpable for letting it happen. Still, an execution seems a bit far for that crime. We'll deal with over there later. I believe it's locked now anyway. Yep. Alright, off to Lily's mansion.
This is Lady Lily's mansion. You're free to enter it, of course. The ones Lady Lily detests are those who act violently towards the weak. As long as you aren't guilty, she will treat you kindly. There's no way I would be guilty of anything! This entire village is blindly accepting everything. I think it's likely because of the recent change in their feudal order. Let's see. Here, now. There's a little boy up here. Lady Lily is a very good person! She praised me when I gave her a flower. She told me not to become a bad adult who bullies the weak. That's why I'll become an adult who protects the weak. My, what a splendid boy you are.
Just don't get any ideas, Maya.